Hannah, and I live in this little truck camper with my boyfriend and my cat. He's up there. Here's some pictures of us. We love this little life, and I'm finally starting to document our travels so our family and friends can follow along, and maybe other people if they want to. Hopefully I can help someone else along the way. We come up with a lot of creative ideas for all of our stuff that takes up way too much space in our tiny little camper, and we do most of the repairs ourselves with my dad's help on the phone most of the time. There have been a lot of things that have brought us down this road, and I'm excited to dive in and share some of the stuff that got me here. So, I'll start by talking about how I've always wanted to live in a van since I was in high school and the van life started to become a little trendy. I thought it was really cool. I looked at vans for a long time, and then finally I took the dive and I spent a couple months living out of my minivan. I traveled around mostly the East Coast, but a little bit everywhere. I luckily didn't have to work during that time, which made it a lot easier to live in such a small space. And it was just me and Sunny then. So we had a great time, did a lot of hiking, especially on the Appalachian Trail. And after that, I decided I was going to go all in on this lifestyle, and I bought a Ford E250, and I spent a summer in New York at home where I grew up, converting this van with my dad into a little home. I took it to my EMT course in Bryson City, North Carolina, spent a month living in it there, and as I was on my way to the West Coast to start working with my friend Grayson, it broke down. We had a lot of issues, and I ended up being able to drive it home to New York where my brother fixed it. He lived in that van for the rest of the winter, and I bought this truck and camper, which I still call home. It's been almost 2 years since I bought the truck and camper. I spent all of last winter living in it, 2 winters ago that is, and I was in Utah for 3 months with my brother and then spent some time in Leadville and Silverton, Colorado, before driving the truck back home to New York to get it inspected and do some major upgrades. When I got it back home to New York, my dad and I started pulling it apart and found major water damage in the cab over. It was devastating for me, but my dad saved my life and rebuilt the whole cab over, building me a home 2 summers in a row. He also helped me add 2 MaxxAir fans that are up there on the ceiling, and a bunch of solar, a diesel heater, upgrade the battery, and make this place a more livable camper for a year round. I lived in Colorado for 5 years after I graduated high school in Summit County. I spent a lot of time there and I loved this area, but when I was there, the housing costs were astronomical, and I saw a lot of people living in vans, which made it very clear that this lifestyle was a feasible one. After knowing it was feasible, I dove all in, and I've been loving life on the road ever since. My boyfriend and I met at our EMT class in Bryson City, North Carolina, when I had the big van. We spent 9 months doing long distance, and then we went to Hawaii and did a work-stay program in Hawaii through Worldpackers. We worked on a farm 20 hours a week and spent 2 months there. We got to travel all of the Big Island, and it was an amazing experience that I would recommend anyone do if they get the chance. And not necessarily Hawaii, but just something like that. When we got back, he moved into the camper, and we've been on the road ever since. So this past year, we spent November road tripping from the East Coast out to Oregon, where we worked at Mount Hood Ski Bowl. I was a ski patroller there, and I loved my job. It was very exciting, and I learned so much, and I'm very grateful for that experience. And after that, I managed to secure mostly remote work, editing YouTube videos for Stella Hikes and doing some other gig jobs. Now, we're living in Cannon Beach for the summer, where Hunter works at a surf shop, and I work right in this spot in front of it. It's been an amazing summer. We've been spending so much time surfing and in the water. and also so much time hiking and at new national parks, getting all of our magnets, which you guys will see soon. Next winter, we're looking at coming back to Oregon and going back to working at Ski Bowl. We're gonna do a big trip in the mud season. We'll see what happens. And then we're thinking about an East Coast summer next year. So we'll see, but we love this life and we don't see it slowing down anytime soon. We mostly just surf and hike and Hunter skates a lot in the summertime. I don't skate as much as I used to because falling on concrete hurts pretty bad. But we've been loving Cannon Beach with the iconic Haystack Rock and a cute downtown. It's helped us get outside so much, and we're so grateful for our experiences here. Stay tuned for a camper tour where you'll get to see the ins and outs of our little home and some of my favorite little additions we've made. I'm super excited to share more of our travels, and I'm so thankful for all of you that are watching at home, and I hope you can learn something from us. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.